Hello and welcome to France 24's weekly music show with me, Marjorie Hash, and I'm delighted to welcome in our studios rock musicians from both sides of the channel. Stemming from Hastings in England, HotWax formed in 2020, gradually making a name for themselves thanks to live performances, which led them to support slots with Royal Blood, Frank Carter and the Rattlesnakes, and the Yeah Yeah Yeahs, to name a few. They released their grunge-infused, punchy debut album, Hot Shock, and we have singer-guitarist Tallulah in the studio with us. French band Last Train formed in 2007 in Alsace in the east of France when the members were barely 14 years old. Now, over the last 10 years, Last Train have been dubbed one of France's greatest rock bands. Their new album 3 saw them sell out their dates in France as well as play numerous shows across Europe, including Germany and the UK. And it's a pleasure to welcome Jean-Noël, also singer-guitarist amongst Last Train. Thank you both for being with us in the France 24 studios. It's delightful to have you. And festival season is upon us. It's summer. We're gearing up for that. And you've already done a few festivals yourselves. I know you were both at the Great Escape in in Brighton, sorry. Did you manage to cross paths by any chance or catch each other?
Yeah, we did, and it was a tough schedule.
We might have without realising. But we didn't without.
So there's so many concerts going on during that festival that's in different little venues, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's a great festival. It's nice.
Okay, well, how about we start stripping things off with HotWax? So start off with, now you guys, now you're a trio, but two of you met thanks to your music teacher.
Yeah.
And well, first of all, how did that happen? And secondly, has the music teacher been following your success?
He has. He came to see us when we supported the Yeah Yeahs actually in London, which was really nice. But me and Lola met when we were 12 in year 7, like the first year of secondary school. And it was quite a small school in this town called Rye. And we were like definitely the weird kids. And not many people were into music, and definitely not guitar music, and no one really played instruments. So we found each other quite quickly. But our music teacher sort of like not forced us, but was like, you 4 girls have to form a band. So we formed this band called the Kiffs when we were younger, and then me and Lola just stayed playing music together ever since.
Well, your first album, Hot Shock's just come out a couple of months ago. It's all killer, no filler, if you don't mind me saying. Really good. And it'll please fans of the 90s and grunge, but also not just grunge, it's that, in-your-face punch rock sound.
Yeah.
And I was wondering because, obviously, given your young age, you weren't around when this music first emerged. And I've noticed a lot of musicians nowadays of your age group who are kind of attracted to this sound. And I was wondering what was the thing that was calling?
Well, I was kind of thinking about this recently, and I feel like growing up as in our generation, everything's so health and safety and so monitored, and like music is so overproduced and everything's so safe. So I think there's something about that time where everything was a bit more all over the place and like messy and not so perfect. I think there's something that us as 20-year-olds or whatever just sort of aspires to and just feels a bit more real. I think the world has become quite safe in a way. So I think that's really what draws me to that sort of sound.
It's interesting. It's like so safe that you want to go and be give yourself up to freedom. Well, how about we check out the track to your song, Strange to Be Here Now.
Somebody crawled in the bathtub, waiting for you. It's so strange to be here, holding the view. Somebody crawled in the bathtub, waiting for you. It's so strange to be here. It's so strange to be here. It's so strange to be here.
Taken from HotWax's debut album, Hot Shock, Strange to Be Here. How are you feeling now you finally released this album? Because it's taken a while to produce
Yeah, really good. I mean, we recorded it all in like 10 days in London with Catherine Marks and Steph Marziano, who are these two amazing producers, and they came together to collab for like the first time. And we did a song a day, and it was it was like really hectic, but I think it created the sound of the album, and the album's called Hot Shock, and it's all about the last 2 years of touring and just sort of being in this crazed, emotional but exciting touring world for like, you know, coming out of our teenage years and into our 20s. So I think the way we recorded the album worked with that, you know. It was quite like hectic and exciting and adrenaline fueled.
I can imagine. And I think Jean-Noël will probably like relate to that, because you're a band that's been really made famous for your live performances. Your first album came out actually in 2017, and you started off as well as teenagers in high school. How would you say your sounds evolved now that you've just released what is technically the third one? I know there was a fake soundtrack, which would make it 4. But this last album, you know, how have you evolved as a band?
Yeah, I guess in a way we wanted to just do something different that we've done before, and we really wanted to have something not messy, but something more real and less produced. And so we wanted to have something, just wilder and that could fit with what we wanted to share on stage with the audience. And we really wanted to go on stage again. So that was the mindset composing the album and producing this album.
Well, your latest album definitely has more industrial metal tones to it. How about we check out the video for your track One by One?
When will you get up? It's no longer enough to pretend. When will you wake up? It didn't turn out the way you planned. Everyone is too blind to see. This is another issue for me. Have you given up? Open yourself up before the whole world comes to an end.
Last Train, a French band who've been touring across Europe and getting a little bit of radio play in the UK on top of touring there. Now, that's no easy feat for a French band to, you know, get represented in the UK or the US. I mean, there's Gojira, and obviously who've become really famous, especially since the Olympic opening ceremony. What does it feel like for you as a band?
Yeah, it was pretty new actually. We already experienced touring in the UK, but just for maybe one show in London or in Birmingham, and obviously there was just nobody in the club. But it was a new experience. We were lucky enough to support a band, an English band called the Lucas State in November, and so it was a pretty good introduction for us to meet the audience. In May we did these festivals, showcases like Focus Waves and The Great Escape, and I mean, anybody needs to start somewhere. So everyone has to start somewhere. So it was the start, and it's the start of the journey in the UK for us. So really excited about this.
That's cool. And have you, Tallulah, been exposed to a lot of French music, or is that something that you've kind of been obscured from?
Only really like from playing gigs in France. We met this band, Psychotic Monks.
Oh yeah,
nice.
very
And
good.
I love them. And then they came and played in our hometown, which was really cool. And that band, We Hate You, Please Die.
Yeah, very good
I've
as
been
well.
listening to some of them recently, but not loads. I need to
Yeah.
discover more.
Oh, but that's interesting. But also, I like the fact that you've been around for over like a decade, really seriously touring, and you're fresh and new. But I was wondering, something that's talked about a lot is the difficulty to make a living as a musician. Before, people were saying, well, now they're going to make their money from touring, except because of streaming platforms taking the revenue away from record sales. However, it transpires that it's very hard to make a living from touring alone. Sometimes you get out of pocket, and unless you're Taylor Swift, Dua Lipa, you're not going to be like bringing in a lot of money. How do you survive as a young artist? What have been your experience, Tallulah?
Well, I mean, it's crazy at the moment, and even the big bands or bands, you think surely they're making money or being able to tour and making it work financially. It's just really, really impossible, and is quite insane. And I don't know. I mean, we're lucky enough to like have our label and everything, but it's definitely hard, and like it's just quite a struggle for everyone, and like mentally and with the money and everything. But at least we can really do what we love doing, and it is worth it when you're on stage and playing. But it is insane how the arts is like so underfunded, and yeah, it's like quite sad.
Yeah, no, and I think when you're in your 20s, everything's new, so there's an allowance for
Yeah.
it. What about when you get, a decade later, how are you feeling about, managing to survive as an artist?
Yeah.
And
I don't like the word surviving
No.
because I
you
guess
should be striving.
it's a journey and we
Yeah.
choose it, and so there it is. But I mean, today I realize that we choose the solution of being an independent artist and have our own label company, producing our own tour and producing our own video clip and everything. And in a way, and in one hand, it we learned a lot of stuff with this decision. And in the other hand, we realized that it brings me more money than if we just give this side to label company and producers. And so it was, our way to do this and to get through this. But I don't know if it's the best one, but we live with that. So it's okay, yeah.
Now, HotWax, you're playing Paris and Tourcoing this week, but you're also going to be at a number of festivals in the UK and Germany, and then you'll be back in France in Nîmes to play This Is Not a Love Song on June 28th. Last Train, you're pretty much France's biggest festivals are going to be on stage there, Hellfest amongst others, and you're also going to be playing Denmark, Belgium, Lollapalooza in Berlin, and Mad Cool in Madrid. Very exciting summer ahead for both of you. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Now we're going to play out with Pulp, who are a legendary British indie band who brought hits like Common People and Disco 2000 to the ears of many people across the world in the 90s. And they're releasing their first album in 24 years. Jarvis Cocker is back in full swings. And we've got James Ford on production. And they're going to be playing a number of festivals, including France's Route du Rock in August. Here's one of their latest singles, Got to Have Love.